Okay, very next is Gary Blevins, Summit Sign, and he's coming up to give us a presentation celebrating and honoring National Police Week. Gary?
Good afternoon. Gary Blevins. I represent Summit Sign in the group. However, for the past 25 years, I have been an instructor in the Ohio Peace Officer Training Academy. And my specialty, and what I'm most highly qualified to do, is teach traffic crash investigation and traffic law. I was a 33-year veteran of the Cuyahoga Falls Police Department, and a bunch of that was under the traffic crash investigation team and traffic enforcement. So without further ado, I'll get right into the presentation itself. Okay, I've had two members in the past 2 weeks have involvement with police agencies regarding traffic crash reporting. And I thought it would be advantageous to come back and make this presentation again. It might behoove you to go ahead and make some notes, whether it be recording the presentation or just writing stuff down, because there's a lot of times that not only do we not know what to do, but also unless a police officer reads the Ohio Revised Code, they don't know what to do either. Okay. I've been involved in a traffic crash, what to do and what to expect. This is not only crash, but there's also some other topics that I want to touch upon, and it'll come at the end. Okay. First of all, here's a question. You must file a traffic crash report or a crash report with the police if you are involved in any crash that happens on a roadway. True or false? Anybody? Anybody? How many say false? Okay. Those of you that answered false are correct. It's a trick question. You are not required to file a traffic crash report with the police unless there is injury that requires medical attention. Now, they separated medical attention from death, or damage that exceeds $1,000. That is not an actual police report. That is a report that is filed by the insurance company. If it falls within those, and a police officer is required by state law to file a report with the state of Ohio within 5 days. The only thing that's not said there is that if there's no death or no injury, the police do not have to respond. So we'll get into that here in just a second. But they have to file within 5 days. If requested, you are required to give 3 pieces of information, and only 3 pieces of information according to state law. Number 1, if you are the operator of the vehicle, you are required to give your name. You are required to give your address and the license plate number of the car. That's all. You are required to do that. We had one instance where a member, thank you Danielle, for volunteering that the other operator, driver that hit the car, said, I gave my information to the police. You could get it from them. Wrong. You are required by state law to give your name, address, and your license plate number without question. Failure to do so is a first-degree misdemeanor. And if the police are on the scene, you just go over and go, they won't give me the information, they're in violation. That is an offense that is committed in your presence, and you are required by state law to take action on that. A lot of officers go, well, I didn't know that. Well, look it up, because it's in the law. Okay. If you hit any property adjacent to a roadway, let's say that you are looking down at your cell phone or adjusting your temperature, or trying to find your favorite song, and you run over somebody's mailbox, then you must make a reasonable attempt to notify the owner. That doesn't mean just say, oh, I'm going to drive off and I'll just notify the police in 24 hours. You have to stop, try to notify the owner, and if you are unable to do so, then you have 24 hours. You just can't hit something and go, oh well, I'm just going to report it to police, which never happens. Okay, if you hit a parked unattended vehicle on the side of the road, you back out of your driveway and your neighbor's car is right across the street, and you strike it, you must secure the information, these pieces of information, name, address, and license plate number, onto the vehicle or throw it inside the vehicle if for some reason the window's down or the car's open. Then you've complied with the law. Okay, here's another question. Let's see if we get this one right. You backed into an unattended car in the parking lot here at St. George's. You need only to report the crash to the police within 24 hours because no one is around. How many trues? Trues? Everyone, the answer is false, are correct. It says in the event is a crash with an unoccupied or unattended motor vehicle, you must secure that same information, name, address, and license plate number. And if you're not the owner of the vehicle, the name and the address of the owner on the vehicle in a conspicuous place and are on the vehicle. If you're involved in a crash on private property, you must provide the information to any person that requests it, not just the person harmed or to the owner of the vehicle. Any person that requests information, they see you back into the car and they say, hey, I saw that. I need to know the information. They cannot refuse. Otherwise, that is a first-degree misdemeanor. It's called hit skip. If no one requests it, you have 24 hours to report the crash to the police. Okay, if you were involved in a crash, now here's my tips for success in this regard. All right. Number one, do not immediately jump out of the car to confront or check on any other party. This is a safety issue. We've had many of them do that, and then they get robbed, and their car gets carjacked. So not only will you get hurt, but you'll be out of a car. Check yourself and your passengers for injury. Call the police. Now, there's nothing that says that the police have to respond unless one of these things are true. If there is a death in the car, they have to come. Advise the police, the dispatcher, if there are injuries. If you are unsure, and that is a yes or no question, the answer is yes. The police must respond. If you have any doubts, it's yes. Let EMS do their job and assess the extent of the injuries, because you just never know. You really just never know. If you're not injured and you can safely do so, start taking pictures. Lots of them. If you have a digital phone, the film is cheap. You never know what you're going to catch on film. You might catch a witness. You might catch something that the police missed. Do your due diligence, but only if you can safely do so. Running out in the middle of the freeway to take a picture of a hubcap is not safe. Do not make any statements to any other person other than a police officer investigating the crash. Do not make any admissions or give your opinion of the crash, because these things can be used against you. If you have any qualms about what's going on, there's a little feature on your phone called video. Audio and video is strong evidence. Have your driver's license and insurance card ready at hand. The police will ask. I'm sorry?
You say you don't have to give it?
If the police ask for it, yes, you do. It's to any person at the crash, anybody injured in the crash, a police officer at the scene. At the scene. You're not obligated to write a witness statement from a police officer? If you do, only state things that you know to be true. That you know to be true. Do not guess on things. Do not estimate. Some of the things that are true are the street you were on. If you have any doubts, look for a sign. The direction you were going, the lane that you were in, the position or placements of any other vehicles at the time, any vision obstructions, the color of the light if it's an intersection, anything like that. If you are unsure, do not guess and do not assume. Politely ask the police officer at the scene for the name, address, phone number, insurance company, and agent of the other drivers involved. They are not obligated to give that information to you, but if you politely ask, a lot of times they will. Demanding doesn't do anything. Also ask for the report number. They have 5 days to file a report with the state of Ohio. They can only charge you for the actual cost of making a copy of the report, not an administrative fee. And a lot of them are online. Okay, call your insurance agent or company. Don't try to call theirs unless you are advised to do so by your insurance agent. And I would tell you by personal experience, even the simplest accident with the simplest injury is very complex. It's very complex. And Jennifer from McCutcheon coached me through it. And I thought I was a veteran, but coached me through it, and it worked out for the best. I thank you very much. Okay, if you do receive a citation resulting from the crash, do not pay it by mail. It's convenient. You may be saying, oh yeah, I bashed into the back of them, I'm guilty. No. Do not pay it by mail. Appear in court. At that time, you can enter what's called a no contest plea. Yes, it might be true that you bashed into the back of them. But if you plead no contest, the magistrate looks at the facts of the citation. Oftentimes there's a crash report that's attached to it, and will ask you, okay, I find you guilty on your plea of no contest. No contest simply means that you're not disputing the facts of the case. The facts are the facts. The only thing you're disputing is your amount of guilt involved with that crash. That's all you're disputing. It'll go on your record as a no contest, but found guilty. Okay. Under Ohio law, you have moved from Akron to Fairlawn. You have how many days to file a change of address with the BMV? Is it 10? Is it 30? Or when you renew your license plates or your driver's license? Or none of the above? Anybody?
B.
D?
B.
B. B. It is A. You have 10 days to file that change. You can do it online.
You were an officer. You're not allowed to answer. I know. I was wrong, too.
Yeah. Well, things change. I mean, it's 10 days. Okay, new residents have 30 days to obtain an Ohio driver's license. You cannot have licenses in 2 states. I've seen many people that try to say, well, you know, I go down to Florida during the crappy Ohio winters. Well, I'd like to also. But my residence is in Ohio. You have an Ohio license or you have a Florida license. You're not allowed to have 2 of them. Okay, here's another question for you. How old do you have to be to obtain a driver's license in the state of Ohio? Is it 15? 15 and a half? 16? Or 18? How many say it's 15? Okay. Are you unsure? I saw this and then 15 and a half. How many say 15 and a half? 16. 18. 18 is correct. All the others are either temporary instruction permits or probationary licenses. You must be 18 to obtain a full license in the state of Ohio. Of course it is. That's what we do in the police work. All right, here's a trick question. You must be 18 years of age to obtain a driver's license in the state of Ohio. All the others are either probationary or learning permits. Now, how many of you have children that are under 18 that have learner's permits or probationary licenses? Show of hands. Okay. Well, if they get out of line, you can hold their license over their head. And I'll tell you how. If you are a co-signer to that license, then it is you that signed for it. You are responsible for that. You are paying the insurance company to have them on your policy. So you also have the power to cancel it like a stamp if they are being unruly. If you sign for your child's probationary license or permit, you have the right to cancel it by simply turning it over to the BMV and saying, cancel. That child has to go through the entire test all over again. Written and driving. If, like I said, they'll say, they'll call BS on you, and it's like, no. No. Okay. There is no grace period when your license or license plates expire. If you let your license expire, you are not a valid driver. Now, I'm not sure how the insurance company feels about this, but you go from insured driver to uninsured driver because you are unlicensed at that point. I'm sure there's other policies in effect. But like I said, I can just tell you by what it says in state law. Okay, if you let your license expire by more than 180 days, you have to take the whole test over again, written and practical. I know at my age the practical may be a challenge, and even reading a doggone thing might be a challenge without my glasses. Yeah. Okay. Under Ohio law, there's a question for you. Do you have to carry your license with you when you drive? Yes or no? All right, how many yes you do? Okay, raise your hands up high. Okay, you're wrong. Like I said, hey, don't think that it's anything different. I mean, about everybody in the academy when they first get there go, oh yeah, good. No, you don't. But the Ohio law says that you do not have to carry your license with you. However, you must provide satisfactory proof of having obtained a license if you're stopped by the police. Now, the legal part of that is, what is satisfactory proof? Well, when you boil it down rationally and reasonably, what is satisfactory proof? It's your license. That's kind of a rhetorical question that, believe me, it's lawyers that write a lot of this stuff. So they're not going to get themselves out of the job. Okay, if you do have your license on your person, you are required to show that to the police and hand that to the police. You can't say, well, I'm not going to show you anything. You'd be wrong about that. And that is a misdemeanor. Also, it's a good way to get your car towed. I have a digital copy of my license on my phone. Ohio BMV allows that. You are allowed to put a copy of your license digitally in Apple Wallet and whatever it is on the other types of phones. But you may do that. Is that satisfactory proof? Is it? Well, actually, it's not. It's supplementary proof. When you were stopped by the police, you still must hand your driver's license to them. Having a digital copy is good when you go cash a check or go to the store and says, I need proof of ID. There you go. But you still have to have your driver's license on your person. I know. Do you know somebody who maybe, just maybe, shouldn't be driving anymore? Yes, well, it's probably not Mike there, but it could be. I mean, it could be the person that's sitting right next to you. No, somebody in the family or a family friend that maybe have diminished skills when it comes to driving. There is a form that can be filled out by by you through a police agency. It's called the 2308. And you have to go either call the police or go down to the police agency and explain the situation. Medical conditions, vision conditions, there's a whole bunch of things on there, mental conditions that would cause the BMV to put a restriction on their license or cancel it altogether. It has to be signed by the head of the police agency. But if you're that concerned, please seek some help on it. 2 minutes. All right. All right. Okay, under Ohio, it might be 5. You must maintain proof of responsibility whether you are or not the driver or owner of the vehicle. The minimum is $25,000, $50,000, and $25,000 property damage. If your personal worth is worth anything more than that, get a higher insurance policy and an umbrella policy. Jennifer can coach you through that one. Under Ohio law, this is confused more than anything. Stopping for a stop school bus, this is a $500 fine. You are required to stop for a school bus that has stopped and displaying flashing lights if you are going the same direction of the bus, regardless of the number of lanes. And if you're going the opposite direction and there are 3 or few lanes to travel, you have to stop. And that's all I got to say about that. All right. Driving while texting. This is the last of the big ones. I get more questions about this than anything. You may text if you are stopped at a traffic light. You may use talk to text feature, but you're not allowed to hold the phone by any portion of your body. I like to see that one. You may not hold the phone, then use the speakerphone. It's got to be up to your ear. You may not type into the phone to use navigation. You can use the voice portion of it. Take me home.